Hello, hello, good morning and happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing today? I can see we have so many of you joining us. I love seeing your comments. So as you're hopping on, please leave me a comment. Say hello. Let me know what you're excited about. I think I know what you're excited about because we might break the internet today with all of these new colors that you guys are loving. We have had so much fun developing new colors. I'm so excited to welcome some of your favorites back into our collection. As you know, when COVID hit, actually this all started and we had a little bit of an issue with cardstock that just sort of compounded over the years. And I am so excited that today we not only get to introduce 4 new colors, but we're welcoming something like 10. I have them right here. I didn't count them, but several colors back into our collection. And I know you guys are excited about it. I'm excited to introduce not only the 4 new colors, but some of the new products we've developed to go with them to help you with things like color matching, color swatching, color labeling, all of the things that we love to do with our craft collection and that make it easier to use the supplies that we have. When they match and we know we can pull those matches, it's so much easier. And when we have them all labeled and in their spots, it makes life so much more fun to be creative. So, all right. Should we get started, Whitney?
Yes!
I know you're super excited about today
too.
Wait. I know. And not only introducing these colors is exciting, but then being able to use them in our collection of other colors as we are creating. You're going to see us incorporating these into a lot of our projects in the future, which is really exciting. All right, you guys, we did launch products at 9 o'clock this morning, so you probably already, if you've been paying attention, you probably already know the names of these colors. But just in case you've been waiting for the live reveal, I'm going to show them to you now. We're going to talk about some of my favorite guesses of your color names, and we're going to talk about what percentage of our guesses actually were correct. So we've got some fun things to talk about with these new colors. So are we ready? Let's do it. So all of our new colors, of course, come in lots of different product ways. First, I'm going to show you the full-size ink pads. So we have 4 colors: Royal Icing, Tiki Mule, Papaya, and Persimmon. I love seeing your comments about how many guesses you got correct. So let me know if you haven't left a comment yet. How many did you get correct? Or did you get 0% correct? Either way, it doesn't matter. The guessing game is just for fun. As you guys know, we do name all of our colors after foods and drinks. And so we're going to talk about some of these colors here and what some of the guesses were, some of our favorites. Let's start with papaya. So 21% of the guesses were correct in the papaya color. So good job, you guys. We had actually some other really good guesses. Some other popular guesses were salmon, carrot, and nectar, even shrimp. So many of those also would describe this peachy orange color. So good job with the guessing. Some of our favorite funny guesses for this were hot dog and pickle. I haven't seen an orange pickle myself, but you guys are funny with your guesses too. And it brings our team so much joy to kind of read through those and see what you guys are saying. And so thank you for participating in that over the last several days as we've had these guesses going on. So, all right, next up, let's talk about a kind of color match to papaya. You can see it's a darker shade of this pretty light coral color is the darker persimmon color. And this one, another 21% of you guys got this correct. So oddly, there were actually a lot of really good guesses that had this same number of characters. So some of the popular guesses included tangerine, nectarine, cantaloupe, marmalade, So also really great names to think about in the future. So then funny guesses, we have wing sauce, which I can see that. We have spaghetti, also appetizer. So you guys with your funny guesses, I love them as well. Next up, we have royal icing. So this pretty light blue color is going to be one that I use often. I'm going to ask you either now or at the end to share your favorite color from this new color launch, but this is going to be one that I use often. So we've got royal icing. 12% of you got this correct. So this one definitely a little more tricky. Royal icing is that type of frosting that you see on the cookies that sort of look hard on the top and are really intricately designed. So royal icing, we also had some other popular guesses of Laffy Taffy. A lot of berry blast, berry cream, berry frost, berry punch, and berry slush. So lots of you guessing with the berries on this one. And then some funny guesses. We had baked beans. I'm not sure what kind of baked beans you guys are eating, but that doesn't look so good to me. Bluey drink, green slime, gross bacon, Jello shots. Also, we have toothpaste. Hopefully you're not eating your toothpaste either, but some really funny guesses on that one too. You guys are great. All right, then we had Tiki Mule. You guys, 0% of you got this correct, at least at the time that my percentages were checked. I know we put out a kind of teaser to get you thinking in the right direction, but a Tiki Mule. So if you're not familiar, a mule is a drink that combines vodka and ginger beer. And you can get them in all different flavors. So watermelon, peach, grape, they have whatever you can flavor a drink as, you can flavor your mule. And Tiki Mule has pineapple and coconut with the vodka and ginger beer, and it is one of my favorite drinks to have. So really kind of fun to name this Tiki Mule, but I really didn't give you guys much of a chance when it came to guessing because it is just, you know, the name of one of my favorite drinks to get at a restaurant. So yes, let's think about some funny guesses. Well, popular guesses for this one, we had blue crab, blue kale, blue icy. So good guesses. Funny guesses, Aquafina, baby snot, cheese whiz, fish eggs, and also one of my favorites, tequila. So very fun. It looks like, yes, Amrita, I love Moscow mules. I've never had a tiki mule. Yeah, now everybody wants to come to Ankeny and we'll get a tiki mule together. So maybe that needs to be our Stamp Joy drink at the kickoff party. That would be fun. And I'm also seeing that Heather was outing the color names. Heather, we're going to have a talk about that. Looks like Marjorie, you said you missed on all of the color names. Well, no worries. It was just a fun game to see what you guys thought and get you involved in the release. So we did have some winners. The winners of our color guessing game were all by random. So whether you guessed correctly or incorrectly, it didn't matter. We took every entry and entered it into a drawing. So each one of the colors we drew $25 gift cards for, and then one grand prize winner. So congratulations to our winners. I know our customer service is in the process of reaching out to those winners. We have Lori B, Lauren B, Kat, Lynn L, and Patty B. So you guys will be getting an email. Hopefully there aren't, 20 Patty B's out there that I've gotten excited because we do only have one winner, but I don't want to share last names. So that's how it's going to be today. All right, as I mentioned and showed you, we have those full-size ink pads. Then we also have our mini ink cubes and our ink refills available in all 4 colors. These are all available in bundles and also individually, so you can pick and choose if you want. Then let's talk about one of everybody's favorite things is new cardstock. So not only do we have those ink colors, we have the matching cardstock for all 4 of those colors. Royal Icing, Tiki Mule. You can see these make a really beautiful blending or layering pair. And then the same with Papaya and Persimmon, a beautiful light and a dark in that same coral tone. So some really great colors for summer and available in cardstock as well. Then let's talk about some other color options or product options in these colors. We also are offering enamel dots in these 4 colors. So pretty. I love these enamel dots matched to the cardstock. And then this is new. So this is what we're calling our Love to Label sticker sheets. So those of you who have been labeling your ink pads already, or maybe you've been labeling the bottoms of your ink pads, something like this, or your blender brushes. We wanted to give you lots of labeling options in one sticker sheet. So I'm gonna pull this out here, and you're gonna take a look at the Persimmon with me. So in this pack, you are going to get this label sheet. You can see that these are coated labels. So they are a higher quality label than what we currently have in our collection, which was the goal with this, because a lot of us are, cleaning off our ink pads, or we're dropping them in something and or getting like little ink smudges on them. These are going to stay nice and clean for you. They have a great strong adhesive that sticks to wherever you want to add these. And then you get 2 of the bitty blender brush or full-size blender brush labels if you choose. And then you get 2 of the rectangle labels and 4 of the ink pad labels. So I know we're getting lots of colors. Are you going to have Love to Label for existing colors? So our goal is, as we release new colors this year, each of those colors will come with the Love to Label sheet, so you can purchase those. And then our goal is to have our entire collection of labels transitioned over at the beginning of next year. So every color will have its own label sheet. And then you can purchase what you need when you need it, and that's the plan. So we will, through the rest of this year, continue to carry the labels that we have in all of our previously released colors, and then at the turn of the new year, we will be introducing the Love to Label sheets in all of our colors. So the other thing that comes with this, and this will not be part of this grouping always, but for our initial release, we're giving you in this Love to Label set the clear stamp of the color name. So a lot of times when you're doing your swatching or blending swatches, you want to be able to make a little stamp on your swatch to tell you what color that is. So our current Love to Label sheets will come with this stamp, but when we release those next year in all of our colors, that is when we will transition these clear stamps out of the packaging of the Love to Label and putting them all in that one clear stamp set that we currently have on our website. But for now, since we're releasing these individual colors, we want you to have those stamps, and it will come in the package when you purchase the Love to Label. So let's look again at a few different ways that you can use these. So we've got on the side of our ink pads, you can put your thin, long sticker. This is Royal Icing. And you can see we put it on both sides of our ink pads so that no matter which direction you are storing your ink pad, you can have the label facing out. So that's one option. And then also we have our little detail blender brushes that you can wrap those thin stickers around the head of the blender brush, which works great. And then also, I showed you this before, but you can grab your bitty blender brushes. You can put those on both sides if you want to. There's a little kind of oval etching on the handle of the blender brushes. Our regular colored handle blender brushes come printed with the Create on them, and the handles are of course already colored. But our bitty blender brushes are white, and so if you want to label those with the Love to Label sheets, you get 2 of those on each sheet.
You know, I squealed when these came in. I was like, I'm so excited.
Yes, Whitney spent a while just kind of organizing all of the things.
Stickering.
Yes. Can you grab me a piece of sugar cube?
Yes.
I need that in just a second. Okay, and this is the last thing I wanted to show you for how to use those labels. You can put them on the bottom of your mini ink cubes so that if the top and the bottom get separated, you know which bottom ink pad fits with the top. So that is Love to Label. And then also, this is something we wanted to take the opportunity to show you this morning was, I know everybody likes to know which Olo markers match with these new colors. So we are going to talk about this for just a second. I'm going to swatch these out for you. We'll start with Papaya. And I'll put that one out. Let me grab a pen here and I'll just write it on here. R0.3 for the Papaya, and then for Persimmon, oh, they're so pretty together, we have R0.5, and then for the Royal Icing, this one is a little bit darker than the color, but it's a good match. This is BG 7.3. And then for the Tiki Mule, that'll dry a little bit lighter than what it's showing on the screen, but this one is BG 7.6. So when we give you these color matches, they're just the best color matches available from Olo. So they're not perfectly matched to our cardstock, but if you like to color with markers, those will give you the perfect matches that they do have available. So, all right, now I'm getting a question here that we're going to talk through just a second. So Terry's asking, where are the envelopes? Are they coming later? So as of right now, we do not have envelopes for our new colors. And obviously we've had to really do a lot of development on getting these cardstocks back. We're working with a different mill, and envelopes just aren't an option right now. So as of right now, we do not have envelopes in these new colors, but we are working on hopefully being able to work up to the minimums that we need in order to get these custom colors made into envelopes. So great question. We still have tons of envelope colors. So just these new colors that are being released this year will not have envelopes as of right now to go with them. Great question. Thank you for reminding me to talk about that. Okay, then let's talk about the rest of this release. Not only are there new colors, we've talked about some new products like our enamel dots, our Love to Label sheets, and something new. So we've got what we're calling the palette playbook. And people are asking, will these eventually be available for existing colors? We are hoping so as well. So we would really love to get your feedback on these. If this is something that you find helpful and useful, let me talk about it a little bit first. And then as you get them in your craft rooms, we'd love to hear, is this something you'd love to have for every color? Do you love to have a physical piece that you can take out, or would you prefer to have a digital version? So all kinds of considerations coming forward or going forward. But if this is something that you find useful and valuable, one of the best things about this is it's really tailored to our color collection. So of course there are great resources out there with the color cubes, but these are going to give you exactly what goes well with Tailored Expressions color collection. So on the front, I'm just going to show you the Persimmon one here. All of them are similar. And they have a shade sequence on them. So that's going to tell you what are the 3 shades that go together. And in this case, we've got Peaches and Cream, Papaya, and then Persimmon. And then we have Taylor's Favorite combo with Persimmon, so you can try that. And then on the back, we have several different color combinations for you to reference, and all of those color combinations include the Persimmon color. So the idea is that if you love Persimmon and you know, I really want this project to include Persimmon, but I'm not sure what other colors might go well with it or what might fit the occasion that I'm crafting for, you can grab your color card. You can have all of these details right at your fingertips and hopefully lots of inspiration to come. So these are laminated, and so even if you set it on your desk and you put your wet cup over the top of it, I wouldn't recommend like washing them in water, but they are laminated and they will stay nice for you. You can clean them if you need to. So that is our palette playbook. The first collection of the palette playbook is sold as a grouping of 4. So you will get all 4 colors, all 4 new colors in that one package. All right, next up we have Petal Palette. So Petal Palette is just a fun way to create swatches, but also get something usable out of the process. So this is a stencil and die combo, and the stencil actually creates this floral piece of artwork, and then off to the side, it creates this fun, almost like what you would get at like Home Depot or Lowe's, where you have some paint swatches and you've blended those as you're blending this artwork. You can see those openings are just off to the side of the artwork you're blending, so that when you're finished, you have this finished design that you can put on a card, but then you also have this usable piece that you can cut out with the coordinating die in order to save those swatch pieces. I will be using this on the live today, but to give you an idea, here is one of the cards that I made, and then here's the swatch that was blended off to the side and then cut out. So there's a hole in the top of this piece so that you can put it on a swatch ring if you choose, and kind of collect your own blended pieces as you're also creating. So I thought this was a great idea, and I love it. Paula says, you guys and gals think of everything, and that's really, really true. We have Jeff up here as one of our graphic designers, and this was an idea that he brought to the brainstorm, how it would be fun to be able to get something usable and something that you can save and reference later out of the same product. So I thought that was really fun.
I'm ready to do about a bazillion color combos with this. Get ready for a full set of these cards.
Yes, I love it. All right, and then last but not least, I saved this for last on purpose because we do have an exclusive freebie for this week. So if you spend $100 or more in this release, this is going to be your freebie, which is I said $100 or more in this release. I meant any order of $100 or more, and this is going to be your freebie. So we have replaced our regular freebie, and this will be available while supplies last or through next week, Tuesday. So, or I guess it will be done on Tuesday next week. So this is called the Swatchlet die set, and with all of these new colors and these fun ways to label, we wanted to give you guys a product that will be really useful for you to swatch out all of your Tailored Expressions colors. So this is called Swatchlet, and it actually comes with the swatch ring that you can keep your swatches on. There are 2 different dies in this set. There's one that creates the full kind of tag shape, and then there's one that's cut into 3 equal pieces. Let me show you what we have done with this. We've already created our swatch ring using all of the Tailored Expressions colors, and we've labeled them with our label stickers. Obviously, these are the old versions. The new colors have the new version on them. Let's see if I can, there's Papaya. So if you want to be able to do this, you can grab one of those sticker sheets that we have on our website. I think they're called TE True Colors labels.
Correct.
So if you're looking for those, then you can label all of your cardstocks after you cut them. And there's also then that gradient, as I said, the triple color gradient. So we created a few of these just to start cataloging some of our kind of best gradient options. So this one features peaches and cream, papaya, and persimmon. You'll see those names that are kind of stamped on there with those clear stamps that I showed you before. You can also do this not just with 3 gradient colors, but maybe 3 of your favorite colors. They don't all have to be in the same tone. That's just the way we did these. So there's Royal Icing, Tiki Mule, and Sour Gummy. Some of our other favorite combos, take your screenshots now if you want to remember these for later, but we've got these that we use quite often as well. And there's really not a really big right or wrong answer when it comes to combining colors. So feel free to mix and match your collection to make some of these up, and they'll be great references as well. Okay, is everybody still out there excited?
Yay! Yes.
All right, we're gonna look at some samples now from our design team. So let's start with the Papaya Persimmon kind of duo here. So this is gorgeous. So this is papaya and persimmon with our, I think it's called Boho Botanicals stencil, that big Thinking of You that we just released last week. I think this looks like, yep, I was gonna say it looks like Lori, but sometimes I get tricked. So I love this, absolutely gorgeous. And this one is Jill. You can see that papaya and kind of down into the darker persimmon on this background. That's our Flower Fields stamp and stencil combo. So you're actually stamping the background color in the ink and then filling in the details with the stencil. Heather made this one using cardstocks, which I think is so pretty. She's got lots of new colors on here. We have the papaya and the persimmon cardstock along with the Tiki Mule cardstock. Of course, over the top of toffee and a latte card base. Looks absolutely gorgeous. So pretty. And then we've got this one from Jill as well, another blended version. She's got all of the colors on here. So we have Tiki Mule and Royal Icing and papaya and persimmon on this pretty card. Also, you can see a lot of the designers are pairing this with yellow. So yellows look really great with this. Dijon and honey. Sweet corn is another one that looks great with this color grouping. All right, then we've got some Tiki Mule and Royal Icing cards. This one from Emily Midlowski. Isn't this Emily? Yes. That shows our pieced patterns that you can kind of build into this fun design. I love how she's paired that with the rose water. Again, that yellow, that looks like sweet corn to me. And then we have another one from Emily, this one featuring the inks in all of the colors again. She's got papaya, persimmon, and the Tiki Mule and Royal Icing with a few other colors as well. So pretty. And then this one from Jill, she built some beautiful houses on a hill using that Tiki Mule and Royal Icing cardstock, along with, this looks like cupcake and blueberry and cherry pop. So super cute. Lots more inspiration on the website as well if you're looking for more inspiration. And then these are the cards that I made. I actually had you guys vote ahead of time which card you would like to see me create on the live today. And the winner was this cool toned purples and blues. So we'll be featuring the Royal Icing and Tiki Mule for today's craft along, but this one just gives off fun, bright retro vibes. So I love that as well. All right, I know we're getting antsy to see some more things. So yes, I will show you the back in stock colors. First, I'm gonna take a little color comparison. I know it might be easier to see on a video than try to compare through the website. So I pulled out several of our teal colors, and I just wanted to show you kind of where, how the new colors compare to what we already have. So right here, this is Royal Icing and this is Tiki Mule. So they both have a teal undertone, but I would call them more of a dusty teal. So these are our very bright Cookie Monster and Blue Raspberry. These are our more blue tones, so you can even see the Royal Icing against our sprinkles and then saltwater taffy. So it has a little more of a gray undertone to it compared to the other colors in that same tone. And then the Tiki Mule, you can pair that up with, it looks great with Tropical Punch. Also, the kind of blending combo or layering combo for this is the Royal Icing, Tiki Mule, and then Sour Gummy. So really, really pretty. All right, then let's take a look at the same for the Papaya. And then we're going to talk about our restocked colors. So this is Papaya and Persimmon right here in the middle here. Papaya is lighter, Persimmon is darker, and then Peaches is kind of that lightest version of that 3-color gradient. And this color, new colors are really a lot different than any oranges that we have in our collection. So you can see these are really more orange. These have more pink in them, so they're a little bit more of that coral orange color. So this is candy corn and sweet potato pie and pumpkin over here on the right, and then you can see how those corals compare. So, all right.
Those are always fun to see. I always like to see where it fits in the collection.
Yes. Yeah, and it's going to be really fun to see how they pair up with each other and to make even more new color combos. So, all right, let's talk about those returning colors then. Everybody's very excited.
Take my breath away.
We are very excited. We got a giant container of cardstock, and I would like to start by letting everyone know, I think I kind of alluded to this at the beginning, that it's been a long process with cardstock. So we had some supply chain issues, kind of trying to find a mill that we were really confident in, that did great high quality cardstock and was able to match our colors, our existing colors. And so this has been a long time coming. I know you guys are excited for this, and we are too. One of the things I want to mention is that if you do have some of our old original cardstocks in these colors, you might notice slight differences. So we are working with a brand new mill, and the paper dyeing process is very, I've learned.
Complex.
It's very complex, yes. So we are very confident in these colors. They match the inks perfectly, and we're just excited to get them back into our collection. But I just want you guys to be aware that if you are holding them up right next to each other, there are some that you might notice a difference and some that you don't notice any difference at all. So very, very excited. Let's talk about what is coming back. We have Rose Water. It's been a few years, Rose Water, and we are excited. Next up, we have Raspberry Sorbet, which hasn't been out quite as long as Rose Water, but also really excited to get this one back in the collection. We have Fruit Punch, another one. Mindy says so happy for Rose Water. I'm so happy for Rose Water too. We've got Peaches and Cream, which went out of stock more recently, but yeah, as you know, we've been working on this for a while, so we were kind of anticipating some of these things that we would need. Next up, we have Pumpkin, and you know, Pumpkin was one that I thought, do we need Pumpkin in our collection? But Pumpkin has proved itself to be a necessary color. It's more of that orangey red tone, works so great for fall, and I just couldn't let it go. I love Pumpkin. It goes great with so many things. Next up, I know this one you guys have been waiting a long time for, Banana Cream Pie. So yes, it is a light yellow color and a little bit lighter and softer than potato chip. So excited to have that one back in the collection. Another one that's been gone for a long time, Lime Zest. Very excited for that one. I'm going to kind of move these so that I can keep getting them all in frame here. Lime Zest. Then another green, Mint Julep, has been out of stock for a while. A great pastel green color. I'm actually using it in combination with spearmint today on the project we're going to blend. Then we've got everybody's favorite poblano pepper.
Yes!
I saw Paula leave a comment that she's screaming so loud that poblano pepper is back. We are really excited about this one. So another one, macaron. So macaron has been out for a while. Dried fig, its partner, is still in stock and doing well. So now you have the lighter shade of that dried fig back in our collection in the macaron. Then we've got plum punch. I know Maggie, who works here, was very sad. She has plum punch shoes, and it was her favorite color. So when this went out of stock, it was sad days around here. But now it's back. So we have plum punch. And then last, this one might be the winner for Gone the Longest. And now coming back, passion fruit. I know, right? So how many is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 colors back in our collection. You can get these now on the website, or, you know, hopefully we've ordered plenty and they will be around for a long time to stay. So there you have it. Let's see. Amrita is asking, good question, is enough back in stock that we may see the scrap packs for sale? That is a great question. No, you will not see scrap packs for any of these colors. They come already in the size that we offer them. So we are not cutting these down from parent sheets, which means they will not have any scrap packs in these colors. That is the same. That is also true for our new colors, Papaya, Persimmon, Tiki Mule, Royal Icing. Those are all coming in the 8.5 by 11, so we don't have any scrap for those either. All right, Rachel says, best day ever. I love it. Yeah, you guys have been guessing for a while, and I've sort of let those colors sneak back into my projects slowly because I knew they were coming. So you guys have started to guess lately. Like, well, Taylor used passion fruit on her project. Does that mean it's coming back? So, all right.
We don't have to keep secrets anymore.
I know. Except for those other new colors that are coming.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll remember that.
Heather, you got to keep a secret on the other new colors coming, okay? All right, so this is what we're going to be making together. You guys voted, and we're going to be creating this fun card using our Petal palette, stencil, and die combo. I think Amrita had asked for this color combination, so feel free to take a quick screenshot if you're interested in remaking this one. And then I'll go through the colors on the other one as we create. So the stencil is 6 by 6, and I'm going to grab it out of my pouch here. It does have 4 layers. And while it is a floral, the idea is not that you blend all of the stems in green. The idea is that you're using 4 colors that you think will look great together, and you're creating a swatch of those. And then you can reference that swatch when you're getting out your quad stencils or whatever it may be. These will be great blend swatch options. Okay, so we're going to start with that layer 1. Grab my teal tape and tack this down. There are alignment squares on this, so we want to make sure that we're blending over the alignment squares so that as we move from layer to layer, we can get that perfect spacing. My first layer of the stencil is going to be the Royal Icing and the Tiki Mule. So we'll start first with that lighter color and blend over the top. Just blending in all the directions. One of the things I love about our inks, if you haven't tried them yet, when you're stamping or even blending with them, you might notice, that looks a little bit splotchy. But the best part is when you step away and let this continue to I don't know, we could call it marinate. Continue to dry. The inks meld together seamlessly, and that kind of mottled or splotchy look disappears, and you get this beautiful blend. Anybody who has used our inks, feel free to speak to that in the comments. I know it's one of my favorite things about our ink. Okay, so there was Royal Icing. Let's come on in with Tiki Mule. And something else to remember as you're using these new ink pads are always more juicy than an ink pad that's been used for a while. So just, you know, blend off onto the side of your glass board as you're getting used to the amount of ink that's applying, because you can always add more, but once it's down, you can't take it away. So there's our first layer. Amrita says, I know you keep a separate brush for rose water because it's so light. Do you feel the same about Royal Icing? You know, I'm starting to feel the same about all my colors. Like, I know it's not probably feasible for everybody to have 90 different blender brushes, and I don't either, but I do notice ink color contamination more often. So I find myself splitting off those blender brushes that I do really want to be that more true color. And so I would say we have not done that yet. So right now, the blender brush that I just used for Royal Icing is the same one that I use for saltwater taffy. So I think those two colors are similar enough that you could get away with doing that. All right, second color combo here we're doing is Macaron and Dried Fig. Whitney, I'm
Yes.
looking ahead and seeing that I forgot to grab blender brushes for Tropical Punch and Sour Gummy.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, thank you. I knew you would. All right, so Macaron, making sure we blend that little swatch square off to the side. It's not technically a square, it's actually a rectangle. And then we'll come in with the dried fig. So each of my layers on this stencil has a pairing. And you can do that if you want, or if not, you can just simply blend with 4 colors. I am technically blending with 8 colors by adding that dimensional layer to each of the openings. Okay, there's dried fig. Then layer 3. This one is going to be our mint julep and spearmint. So with the bring back of the mint julep cardstock, I wanted to use this mint julep ink again. Kind of a unique pairing, mint julep and spearmint. When you look at the two colors together, you might not think, oh, those look like a good pair, but I've really enjoyed kind of playing with them together lately. All right. So we're not really doing a ton of extra effort to get this little reference piece off to the side, which I love. And then we've got spearmint, a little bit darker than the mint juleps, so come in towards the bottom of that swatch opening and add some dimension to the inner portions of the leaves. And last but not least, I did a lot of talking today, didn't I, Whitney?
It was great.
I just looked up at the clock and I was like, how is it 10:45? But there was a lot of information to share today. And
there was so much fun stuff.
I know. We didn't want to give it all away during the color guessing game. So we ended up not doing a product reveal video over the weekend, which meant I got to talk about it all today. So this is Tropical Punch on this final layer. And then Sour Gummy is going to be my dimensional color for this one. All right. Well, I could start to tell everybody about kind of what's happening coming up. We're going on vacation.
I know.
Did you guys know that it's Whitney's birthday this weekend?
Woo-hoo.
Happy early
Party.
birthday, Whitney. And I'm
Thanks.
so glad I get to be part of your birthday celebration on vacation.
And all of our crazy children.
And all of our children and my parents and our husbands, everybody.
Somehow we'll slip away and grab a tiki mule.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so there it is. Doesn't that look pretty? I love that.
Gorgeous.
Love it, love it. Okay, so now we get to cut this piece out with the coordinating die. I'm actually going to take my scissors and just trim along the edge here so that it'll be easier to send this through my die cut machine in two different pieces. So let's go ahead and wipe off this glass board. Got a little bit of... Yeah, this is the 1 week every year that we take our family vacation, and neither Whitney or I will be around next week, which means you guys are going to enjoy a live with Susan on Tuesday to launch the last Tuesday of the month, which is always our card making kit, and it is going to be super fun. If you're ready for a little Christmas in July, then definitely tune in.
Oh, but we're gonna sneak our reveal video.
Oh,
in
that's
before.
true.
So if you want a little,
We are going to do our reveal video, so if you want to tune in on our fan page this weekend, you can do that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and place this die right over the top here. Just making sure that you can see the color within that. If you want a little bit of white space at the bottom as well, you can shift it down slightly. I like to cut the bottom off so that the color goes all the way to the edge. And then you're just going to shift that die up. Either which way you go, you'll have enough paper to cut that tag. All right. Run this through. There's what that looks like. And the original that I showed before, I did label those with the small stamps from our True Colors stamp set so that I can remember later what colors I used. That is an important step. You want to remember. Okay, I'm going to set this out of the way just a second. And we're going to cut down this piece. Now, one of the easier ways to do this is with an A2 layer stacklet. However, I, for my card project, decided to cut this at kind of an odd size that is not one of our A2 layer stacklets. So I'm going to cut this down to 3.5 by 5. So if you look at my original sample, you can see I got pretty close to the flower edge there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this end off first, just sort of visualizing how much space is between the edge of my cardstock. And then this end I'll make sure is at 3.5. Maybe I need a little bit more off of this side because I'm a little close on that other end. And this is the issue we're often wanting to solve when we choose to use our A2 layer stacklets. I just decided to make it more difficult this time because I wanted to do something different with my layout. All right, we'll cut this bottom off with the little stems. And then my other direction I said was going to be 5 inches. So we'll cut this at 5. And then we have our piece that's going to be used as the focal image on the card. All right, so let me show you here. If I hold this close up, you see how I have that fun pattern in the background? That's one of my favorite things to do over the top of blended artwork is add a little texture and dimension with one of our piercing plates. So I am going to use the Fanfare piercing plate. Looks like this, and it just creates those stitches without actually cutting anything off of your piece. I want to make sure that it stays straight on there, so I am going to grab a little piece of tape and just tack it to the back side of the die so that it doesn't shift when I set it down. And then we'll go ahead and send that through. On the other card that I made, if I bring that one back in, we have another design of this piercing plate, which I think is really fun, and it's called Crossroads. So if you like a little bit different design, this one has like the V's coming in from the edges, and this one is more scallopy. So both great fun options that add just that little bit of interest to your card panel. Okay. Now let's go ahead and stamp our background. I'm going to do that with the Polka Chic stamp set, and I'm going to do that tone on tone. Another fun technique that you can do is actually stamp in Versamark and then clear emboss, and you're going to get that darker tone of the cardstock, but you're also going to get the raised dots and the shiny surface that comes from embossing. I'm just going to save a little time today and do the tone-on-tone stamping instead. And we'll place this down first, and then put the cardstock on top of it. So the cardstock is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. No, that's wrong. 4 by 5 1/4. It's 4 by 5 1/4. And then we'll layer that with the other piece. So I've got Tiki Mule ink onto Tiki Mule cardstock. Am I missing my Just Press tool? Maybe. That's okay. I'm not stressed. All right. So there's our Polka Chic. Now we get to put things together. So that was like the quickest card ever, right?
I know.
I was all worried
and you got a swatch.
I was all worried we weren't going to get through this, and now here we are. I'm like, oh, I have more time. So let's go ahead and tack this down. My little different layout on these is just to push this piece of cardstock all the way to the top. So it has almost an apron of color showing around the sides and the bottom. Like that. And then we're going to take this piece and we'll pop it up on here. Before I do that, let's go ahead and adhere these little strips. So I cut a couple strips of the dried fig and macaron just to add along the bottom. And we can go ahead and adhere those down. We'll start with the dried fig. Sometimes I get in a mood where I'm just like, okay, I got to do something different on my layout. And I just kept cutting pieces of cardstock and finally landed on, you know what? I think these look fun with a couple of coordinating stripes of cardstock at the bottom. So not really a layout I've done before, but a little bit different than just the usual plop your piece down on a backer layer. All right, this one again is going to shift to the top so you get that color showing behind on the left, right, and bottom. And I'm going to pop that up with thin foam tape, our thin foam strips. We've got a fresh roll here.
I know.
We've been through so many rolls of this.
I went all out today. We've been crafting so hard, we needed a restock.
Crafting so hard, I don't think I'm sweating glitter.
Not yet?
I'm just sweating.
Well, you did do that on a live. You sweat glitter drops that one time. I was like,
I did. We ended and I had like what, glitter on my forehead or a star stuck to my forehead. I don't remember. It was something. All right. Also, bonus points to anyone who noticed today that my nails are papaya and my shirt is persimmon. I'm not sure anybody commented on it, but it was intentional. So I've been kind of sneak peeking these nails for a few weeks. And now you guys get to see that they match one of our colors. Okay, the sentiment we're going to do on this is from this set, which is called Foil It Mini Strips Occasions. Sometimes when I don't feel like stamping a sentiment, I will just grab these Foil It pack sentiments, cut them out, and use them as is. So you don't even have to foil them. I'm not going to foil it. I'm just going to use it in black. I've already cut this one out that says Celebrating You. And we'll go ahead and put some foam tape on the back of that as well. All right. So anybody else taking any vacations this summer? Have you or are you? We go to the same spot every year. And it's become kind of just it's where we went as kids, right, Whitney?
Yes.
And I think there's that nostalgia there. So then we bring our kids back. And my oldest, Maddie, has already been saying, I just love going to Okoboji, Mom. And I want to bring my family here someday.
I know. We've passed it on to
I
them.
love that.
I do too. Yeah, we have all our little places we like to go where they used to make taffy, saltwater taffy.
Yes.
We always go there.
You go watch it.
Yes.
And the hand-dipped, like, nutty bars.
Uh-huh.
I love those.
We have all our special treat places that we go.
We're renting a pontoon, so we can do a little bit of skiing and tubing with the kids, and it should be fun. All right, last, we've got beach vacations someday, right?
Someday.
I mean, technically Okoboji is a beach, but we're not.
Yes.
I'm talking
beach.
about like the go lay on the beach and have someone deliver you tiki mules, right? We'll get there someday. Right now, we're in the business of the entertainment.
The children's better busy.
Yes, the entertainment vacations where we're in charge of these small people and they want to do things all the time.
Yep. Stoney told me, he goes, I got a big hug waiting for your birthday.
Oh,
that's my birthday present.
That's your
He's
birthday
like,
present.
Yeah, he's saving up a big hug. He calls it a power up. He's
Oh,
like, it's gonna get you more energy. I'm like, good, because this mom is tired.
if only that's the way it worked.
I know.
Could you
They're
just?
so sweet.
I love it that he's saving up his big birthday hug,
I know.
his power up. Next time he comes over, I'm going to ask him for a power up. He'll
I
probably
know.
be shy and act like he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, he talks about you all the time. It's like, but when he gets in person, then he gets so shy. He's like, oh.
Okay, I'm trying to find one that's right side up here. Get this last one down. So those are silver glitter drops. And, you know, in order to make these, I took warm tones and cool tones. So over here, I blended in warm tones. I added the gold glitter drops that are warmer. I added gold splatter. Over here, actually on my original, I didn't do this today, but I do have some silver splatter on there with silver glitter drops and cooler colors in the blending. So, all right, I think we did it. We made it, and only 11:02. So I told you guys I was going to ask you, and here it comes if you haven't already said, what is your favorite color from this launch of 4 new colors? I would love to hear it. I'm not sure. I think it might be the color that I'm wearing, Persimmon. I am excited about that color. And I love Tiki Mule though, Royal Icing for certain more like muted, lighter blue needs. We really didn't have anything in our collection like that. So, and of course Papaya is just bright. And so I'm asking you to do something that I can't do, which is pick a favorite. They're all favorites. And to give you a little look into what our plans are for the rest of this year, because I know you guys are always asking how many more colors are coming. I need to buy an ink rack, which is great. Go visit our friends at Stamp & Storage and get an expanded ink rack. We are going to be offering a new color every month. So starting in August, which is only a couple weeks away, the first Thursday of each month will be a new color drop. It will be a single color, and that will happen all the way through December. So that's our plan for the rest of this year, and we are just really excited to see you guys using these and incorporate them into our own projects and inspiration. So I'm glad to see everybody out there is excited as well. So all right, I mentioned you will have a live this week. Is it Heather or Susan this
Heather.
week? Is it? Heather's going to be back. She's all set up in her new space. And so join Heather on the live on Thursday, 10 a.m. Central once again. And then I mentioned our product reveal video on Saturday will go up on our Fans of Tailored Expressions page. So if you want to see a sneak peek at what's coming next week, then tune in on Saturday for that. And then next week, Tuesday, mark your calendar for the kit reveal with Susan, since Whitney and I will be on vacation. So join her, and she will be launching the kit, making a really fun project with that. So, all right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Go enjoy a Tiki Mule if you have an opportunity, and we will see you in a couple more days if you see me.